Hey guys, this is Chris David with the CIT 336 class. This week we worked on making dynamic navigation bar and just making our site run through our database that we've set up. So I'm definitely excited to show you guys what we did this week. And just so you can see, I have my NetBeans up. I got my full Acne folder up. And just so you can see what's new, we got our index PHP page, which is our main controller. And then we've also set up the model folder and view folder. This way we can really follow the MVC model pretty well. And so we've got, just so you can see the different views here, we've moved our home page into our view folder. And we've also created a login and registration page, modified some things on the template. And this way, all the view folders are now going to be talking over to the controllers. And that way, we're not dealing with views talking to views anymore. So because of that setup, we're able to really have a smooth, clean website. Now we did create a second controller in the accounts folder, and this is going to specifically be the controller for our registration and login pages. So just so you can see the code too, see what we worked on. This was that main controller that we talked about with our switch here, going through the different action variables, the home, login, registration. I have template on here just so I was able to test it. And then I defaulted. So if it's not one of these things in the list, in the switch list, it's going to default over to our error page. And I'll show you a little bit of that. So what we specifically set up on the home page, actually all the pages at this point, is our nav list variable that is dynamically pulling and setting up our navigation for our site. And these items, these elements in the navigation, are being pulled from the database, which is kind of cool. So just to demonstrate here, so you can see we've set up the My Account, so it is directly talking to the controller. We got our login criteria that was met in that switch, and it pulls up our login. So if we decided we had an email address and such, we could do so by entering the information. It's not going to work right now, but I do have a little bit of validation here, just to require some of the fields. Now, if we click over to our Create an Account, this is our registration. Once again, up here, we're talking directly with the controller. It's validating with registration criteria that we've set up, and I'll actually show you that the controller for our accounts, it's right here. So when we're submitting, going back to our Create an Account button, when we're submitting to register to create an account, it's talking with this submitting a registration action value in the variable. And it goes all the way down here to the case and sends us over to the view for that registration page. And here we are. It displays it. Now, of course, registration doesn't work right now. Now, I did set it up, so like I said, defaults to error. So if I click on anything, it's going to show us, oh, hey, there's an error, because I don't have traps set up in our switch case. So that's how that works right now. But kind of neat. I'm going to just validate here just so you can see that everything's valid for HTML5 and CSS. So if I click on the CSS, you can see there's no errors. And then we'll do the same for HTML real quick. There we go, no errors. If we go over to the login page, we'll validate that HTML again since our CSS is the same. Once again, no errors. And then lastly, click over to the registration. We'll validate that. And no errors. So there we are. Hope that helps. So far, I mean, I haven't shown you the other pages we set up, but with our index, it does use a require once, and it's going to use that connections.php page that validates our information to access the database, and that is this page, connections page. So there we go. And then the other require once at the beginning of opening up this page is the acne model. Just make sure everything is set up for this. If this wasn't working, then our page would break. But with these new dynamic levels that we've set up here, we're gathering all the categories from our database. Just rough here. I'm not going deep detail here, but it's essentially gathering all of the categories, and then with our styles, it's going to apply the navigation bar dynamically on our site. And I hope that helps, and maybe someone who's watching this maybe take the class and they can get a good idea. But this is what we've worked on all week, and I hope you enjoyed it. Take care.